You are a child of Elohim. Bring all who claim me as their Elohim, for I have made them for my glory. It was I who created them. When a potter makes jars out of clay, doesn't he have a right to use the same lump of clay to make one jar for decoration and another to throw garbage into? In the same way, even though Elohim has the right to show his anger and his power, he is very patient with those on whom his anger falls, who are destined for destruction. He does this to make the riches of his glory shine even brighter on those to whom he shows mercy, who were prepared in advance for glory. And we are among those whom he selected, both from the Jews and from the Gentiles. Concerning the Gentiles, Elohim says in the prophecy of Hosea, "Those who were not my people, I will now call my people, and I will love those whom I did not love before." And then at the place where they were told, "You are not my people," there they will be called children of the living Elohim. For you are all children of Elohim through faith in the Messiah Emmanuel. And all who have been united with the Messiah in baptism have put on the Messiah, like putting on new clothes. There is no longer Jew or Gentile, slave or free, male and female. For you are all one in the Messiah Emmanuel. And now that you belong to the Messiah, you are the true children of Abraham. You are his heirs, and Elohim's promise to Abraham belongs to you. Elohim decided in advance to adopt us into his own family by bringing us to himself through Emmanuel the Messiah. This is what he wanted to do, and it gave him great pleasure. Elohim sent him to buy freedom for us who were slaves to the law, so that he could adopt us as his very own children. And because we are his children, Elohim has sent the Spirit of his Son into our hearts, prompting us to call out, "Abba, Father." And we know that Elohim causes everything to work together for the good of those who love Elohim and are called according to his purpose for them. For Elohim knew his people in advance, and he chose them to become like his Son, so that his Son would be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. And having chosen them, he called them to come to him. And having called them, he gave them right standing with himself. And having given them right standing, he gave them his glory. So you have not received a spirit that makes you fearful slaves. Instead, you received Elohim's Spirit when he adopted you as his own children. Now we call him Abba, Father. For his Spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are Elohim's children. And since we are his children, we are his heirs. In fact, together with the Messiah, we are heirs of Elohim's glory. But if we are to share his glory, we must also share his suffering. Yet what we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. For all creation is waiting eagerly for that future day when Elohim will reveal who his children really are. Against its will, all creation was subjected to Elohim's curse. But with eager hope, the creation looks forward to the day when it will join Elohim's children in glorious freedom from death and decay. For we know that all creation has been groaning as in the pains of childbirth right up to the present time. And we believers also groan, even though we have the Holy Spirit within us as a foretaste of future glory. For we long for our bodies to be released from sin and suffering. We too wait with eager hope for the day when Elohim will give us our full rights as his adopted children, including the new bodies he has promised us. We were given this hope when we were saved. If we already have something, we don't need to hope for it. But if we look forward to something we don't yet have, we must wait patiently and confidently. Therefore, come out from among unbelievers and separate yourselves from them, says Yahweh. Don't touch their filthy things, and I will welcome you, and I will be your father, and you will be my sons and daughters, says Yahweh Almighty. Tears of joy will stream down their faces, and I will lead them home with great care. They will walk beside quiet streams and on smooth paths where they will not stumble. For I am Israel's father, and Ephraim is my oldest child. My child, if sinners entice you, turn your back on them. My child, don't go along with them. Stay far away from their paths. My child, listen to what I say and treasure my commands. My child, never forget the things I have taught you. Store my commands in your heart. My child, don't reject Yahweh's discipline, and don't be upset when he corrects you. My child, don't lose sight of common sense and discernment. Hang on to them. My children, listen when your father corrects you. Pay attention and learn good judgment. For I too was once my father's son, tenderly loved as my mother's only child. My child, listen to me and do as I say, and you will have a long, good life. My child, pay attention to what I say. Listen carefully to my words. And so, my children, listen to me, for all who follow my ways are joyful. If you stop listening to instruction, my child, you will turn your back on knowledge. My child, if your heart is wise, my own heart will rejoice. My child, listen and be wise. Keep your heart on the right course. My child, eat honey, for it is good, and the honeycomb is sweet to the taste. The commandments of Yahweh are right, bringing joy to the heart. The commands of Yahweh are clear, giving insight for living. Reverence for Yahweh is pure, lasting forever. The laws of Yahweh are true. Each one is fair. They are more desirable than gold, even the finest gold. They are sweeter than honey, even honey dripping from the comb. My child, fear Yahweh and the king. Don't associate with rebels. Be wise, my child, and make my heart glad. Then I will be able to answer my critics. And have you forgotten the encouraging words Elohim spoke to you as his children? He said, my child, don't make light of Yahweh's discipline, and don't give up when he corrects you. For Yahweh disciplines those he loves, and he punishes each one he accepts as his child. As you endure this divine discipline, remember that Elohim is treating you as his own children. Who ever heard of a child who is never disciplined by its father? If Elohim doesn't discipline you, as he does all of his children, it means that you are illegitimate and are not really his children at all. Since we respected our earthly fathers who disciplined us, shouldn't we submit even more to the discipline of the Father of our spirits and live forever? But you belong to Elohim, my dear children. You have already won a victory over those people, because the Spirit who lives in you is greater than the Spirit who lives in the world. Elohim, for whom and through whom everything was made, chose to bring many children into glory. And it was only right that he should make Emmanuel, through his suffering, a perfect leader, fit to bring them into their salvation. So now Emmanuel and the ones he makes holy have the same Father. That is why Emmanuel is not ashamed to call them his brothers and sisters. For he said to Elohim, I will proclaim your name to my brothers and sisters, I will praise you among your assembled people. He also said, I will put my trust in him, that is, I and the children Elohim has given me. But you aren't in the dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters, and you won't be surprised when the day of the Master comes like a thief. For you are all children of the light and of the day. We don't belong to darkness and night, so be on your guard, not asleep like the others. Stay alert and be clear-headed. Night is the time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk. But let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith and love, and wearing as our helmet the confidence of our salvation. For Elohim chose to save us through our Master Emmanuel the Messiah, not to pour out his anger on us. The Messiah died for us so that, whether we are dead or alive when he returns, we can live with him forever. So we praise Elohim for the glorious grace he has poured out on us who belong to his dear Son. Imitate Elohim, therefore, in everything you do, because you are his dear children. Live a life filled with love, following the example of the Messiah. He loved us and offered himself as a sacrifice for us, a pleasing aroma to Elohim. And he also said, It is finished. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To all who are thirsty, I will give freely from the springs of the water of life. All who are victorious will inherit all these blessings, and I will be their Elohim, and they will be my children.